Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today's video we are going to be talking about the E50M. Now the E50M is an amazing tier 10 medium tank that I can't actually remember, did it get buffed in 8.2? I think they buffed the reload a little bit in update 8.2 if I'm not mistaken. Someone can fact check that me in the comments. I might even fact check myself after that and pin that in the comments or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, the tank even before update 8.2 was amazing. I love the E50M, one of the better tier 10 medium tanks. I mean, it's basically just got everything. It's got the accuracy, it's got the pin. I mean, well, the pin isn't insane, but it's got decent pin. It's got decent DPM. It's not like crazy DPM or anything like that. It's got the mobility and it's got the armor. In the armor, unlike a lot of the other mediums where it's only the turret, that is not the case with E50M. It has good turret armor, good frontal armor, and it can side scrape very well as well. And of course, it's very heavy, allowing you to do exactly that in a lot of situations. Get in those juicy rams for lots of damage. And look again, we bounced the 268 a second time. The E50M is really just a boss out on the battlefield. It's definitely one of the more dominant medium tanks out there in a 1v1, really just because of how big and armored this tank is, yet it still has so much mobility. That's really what gives this tank an advantage. The gun is nice too. I mean, the 62A's gun and the Leopard's gun is probably better than this gun, but this is still a very nice gun to have out there. It's not like a disadvantage compared to any other medium tanks or anything like that. But yeah, the reason I wanted to talk about the E50M again is of course because the meta, like I've said before in the videos, it's shifting a little. It shifted a little bit away from heavies and towards medium tanks, obviously with all those heavy tank nerfs. We'll have to see if they nerf any more heavy tanks, and as well, oh, by the way, they have buffed quite a few medium tanks. They might have buffed the E50M, like I said, I can't remember. They buffed the FV, they buffed the tier 9 Scent, they buffed the M60, they buffed the M48 Patton. I think that's all they did for medium tanks right now, but they buffed quite a few medium tanks and nerfed quite a few heavy tanks, of course. You know, shifting the meta quite a bit more towards medium tanks than it was before. And one of those tanks I think that will become one of the more dominant ones out there could definitely be the E50M. We'll have to see how the statistics, you know, line up, and we'll have to, of course, wait for the fall season to see how tournaments are going to end up. I'm not sure if people are going to stick with the, you know, the heavy sort of meta for tournaments, or if they're going to shift more towards mediums. Obviously, there's still plenty of strong heavy tanks out there. The IS-4, Kranvagen's still good, really. The E100's still good. There's still quite a few heavy tanks out there that are quite good, but there are now a lot of medium tanks out there that can do quite well as well. So yeah, just wanted to update this review kind of the E50M here. Look at this. I mean, the E50M is so much fun. Look at those rams. 3.9k damage game here, as well around 1700 damage bounced. Very nice game in the E50M, and as you can see, it's just a breeze to play through games like this. 3.9k, 4 kills, like I said. We get a second class, only a second class even with almost 4k damage and 4 kills. Very nice game there, and let's get this second one going. And you get these sort of games quite often because, you know, of how easy it is to ram people in an E50M. You can a lot of times stack up way more damage than you think you have, because you've gone in, you've rammed a medium, and then you farmed up a little damage. You think you farmed up around 1500, but you really have up over 2k because you've been hit in those rams and stuff like that. And it just makes the tank pretty easy to farm damage up in. Any tank that is good at ramming is always a plus, because you're going to get a lot more damage than you think you're going to be getting, since of course you don't really see that on the counter or whatever. It's the banner thing that pops up. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, so yeah, the E50M, I think the playstyle of this tank, we'll talk a little bit about the playstyle, so if any of you want to play this tank, in my opinion, it's just a brawler. You want to go brawl with other medium tanks. It can brawl with heavies as well. Obviously, you can, just with any other fast medium tank, you can try to spot out those TDs, get those isolated TDs out there who, you know, you can just circle behind and farm up a free 2000 damage. It can obviously do that. It's very good at brawling as well. Has okay gun depression. It's not really that much of a hold down medium tank. Your turret is actually some of the weaker armor in your tank, really. You can pin through the mantle of the turret with heat, and on some tanks with good penetration, just straight with the regular ammunition. So it's not really the best hold down tank, that combined with not the best gun depression. Obviously, the tank can side scrape quite well. It can face hug pretty good too, because if you're wiggling the turret, you know, they still might pin it, but you can bounce quite a few shells even then. So those are some good ways to play the E50M, but I think, of course, the best way is just to brawl with other mediums, because you come in for a ram, get a few hundred damage right out the bat, hit them with the 350 alpha shot, you know, wiggle, bounce a shot, hit them with another shot or two, and they're already out of the game. It's pretty effective in taking out other medium tanks. That's probably one of my favorite things about the E50M, is how good it is at doing that sort of thing. And of course, it can hold its own against heavies as well, since you are able to bounce quite a few shells in the tank. And even some of the lighter heavies, like a Kron or something like that, you could even go in for a ram. I'm actually not sure if you would come out on top of that ram, but it definitely wouldn't be, you know, if you've got the superior amount of HP, if you've got a lot more HP than them, you can go for a ram and, you know, bring both of them down, but it will help you finish out that tank quicker. Obviously, if you're in a comfortable situation for a ram or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the review of the E50M, sort of an updated review. I'll probably be doing this for all the most of the other medium tanks that I have at tier 10. Probably for the 62, probably for the 62A, the WZ121, the, I'm trying to think of other medium tanks, maybe even the Leopard 1 again. I might make a video about that, just because I love that tank so much. Playing it is so much fun. That is one of my favorite, definitely, tanks at tier 10 to play, if you're, you know, getting a good game. Because sometimes you can still get wrecked in the Leopard 1 with that, you know, no armor. Anyway, so we have gotten about 2.5k damage here. As you can see from the rams and stuff like that. I'm not actually sure why we got 2.5k, but that says only 2,200. I'm not sure what that's about. But now we're going to come down here. We're going to try to farm up this T110E4 some, get a nice shot into him, and we are now up to 2 kills and about 3,000 damage this battle. This battle is not quite as good as the last one, unfortunately. I probably could have played for another battle and gotten another one that's better, because I definitely wouldn't have had any trouble doing that. But I just wanted to show this one anyway. I thought it was good enough. Around 3k damage. It's really nothing special. The other one was much better, but it's still an okay game in the E50M. Alright, so that is the E50M, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely a stronger tier 10 medium. I'm not sure quite if it's the best one out there. Probably not. There's a lot of close ones. WZ121 is close. The 62A is close. Leopard 1 is close. There's a lot of strong medium tanks out there now. As well, the FV4202. Forgot about that. That's another strong one. There's just so many strong ones right now. I'm not sure if we're going to see one that really comes out on top of the medium tanks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, though, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.